This is what you call sensory overload. I mean, come on! I was just trying to look a little more like Jimmy.
Welcome back to the Happy Hour, guys, and welcome to Denver, Colorado, home to the Great American Beer Festival.
We're in the middle of Friday night at Great American Beer Festival. Pretty amazing.
The GABF is the mother of all craft beer festivals. 4 sessions in 3 days. There will be 3,500 different beers poured by 700 different breweries. Forget this, 49,000 people. This year's tickets sold out online in 32 minutes.
So we're noticing a lot of changes in the craft beer scene since we were here 4 years ago at GABF. First of all, the sheer number of women here is fantastic. I rest my case. And it's not just a beer festival, it's a BEERicon. The things we're seeing, some of them can't be unseen, some of them we're enjoying. But it's definitely an experience. See? Trust that guy. Don't trust me, trust him.
And trust me, one of the reasons we love going to GABF is to see old friends. And of course...
Oh, beer. Let's talk about beer. Yeah.
Like this year, to make new ones.
Ben Easley, BeerDrinkerSociety.com.
Tell us about BeerDrinkerSociety.com.
Oh, we love beer. We do it for the love of beer, for the love of craft beer.
Matt Spoulis, sales manager at Atwater Brewery.
Now, if you've been paying attention, and we know you have been, you'll remember that we were visiting them in Atwater not too long ago, but there have been some big changes since then. Tell us what's going on.
About 6 months ago, we completed our expansion and production. It's called Brew Detroit. Put in a 100-barrel brew house, a bunch of 400-barrel fermenters, and making a lot of beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only beer evangelist, Fred Biltman. Wow, what an amazing partnership with Carhartt. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we love it. I mean, Carhartt came and talked to us about celebrating their 125th anniversary. And pretty soon into the conversation, we kind of fell in love with each other and realized that we shared a lot of ideals. Well, what would be more, beautiful than making a beer for the hardworking people that wear Carhartt? And so that quickly brought us to questions about, well, what beer would you make? And it's become a celebration of craftsmanship, of hard work, of making your work matter. Yep. And we couldn't be more excited to be part of it.
So are all the guys at the production facility in Holland, Michigan, are they all wearing Carhartt on the brew floor now?
They definitely are. And so part of our partnership with them is making the beer, but we also want to test different items of our apparel with their brewmasters. And so they're testing it with us. We send our product designers all the time down there to better serve that community sometime down the road.
So Carhartt is, in the future, going to be the brewer's equipment du jour. It's going to be the brewer's equipment to have.
Well, maybe.
I'm trying my first beer of the 2014 GABF, and what I've gone with is the 5 Rabbit Cerveceria out of Bedford Park, Illinois, and I'm trying their Yodo con Leche, which is I want to make sure I get this right. I don't need to read no stinking signs. Come over here. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. I've got too many things for too few hands.
My name is Randy Mosher. This is the lead partner.
Hey, nice to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Mark Aldrich. That's Jimmy Ludwig behind the camera. We are the Happy Hour guys. We've been hearing great things about your beer for quite some time, so I'm excited. Tell us a little bit about this beer.
Andres is from Costa Rica, and he has friends in the coffee business, and we had been talking about doing a coffee con leche beer, so that idea of a Latin coffee that has a little sweetness, a little milk, and a great coffee character. We had some sample beans sent up to us, and we went through a process with a roaster and sampled all the beans and picked the one we liked, and then went through more trials at the brewery to try and figure out the way to get the best extraction and the cleanest flavor, and then we brewed it up. And so it has coffee beans, and it also has dulce de leche, which is a very rich milk caramel from Argentina. We get in big buckets. So when we brew it, the bucket, everybody's got their hands in the buckets. There's like,
I was gonna say that must be a fun brewing process.
Sticky day that day.
It was awesome, actually tying what we're doing in Chicago to back home, and just trying to bring the best of what they're doing over there, collaborating with a roaster in Chicago, also bring the best out of their expertise. We learned a lot from both, coffee growing, coffee roasting, and then, just everyone making the beer. So it was pretty cool.
All right, so we are here with Dave McLean. Dave, tell us a little bit about Magnolia.
Magnolia's been in the Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco for 17 years. I opened it in 1997. Opened as a brew pub with the brewery, 7-barrel brew house down underneath the pub right in our basement, very cramped. And so we started looking for a new space, and we opened a new brewery over in the Dog Patch last year.
Oh, wow.
30-barrel brewery, about 5,000 barrels of capacity. So big leap up for us. New restaurant over there as well.
Did you move everything out of Haight-Ashbury?
No, so we're still brewing at the original brewery too. So we're brewing at both locations. Just based on how it all shakes out, the original brewery becomes more of the small batch kind of pilot brewery. All of our kind of distribution beers are coming out of the bigger brewery.
So we are here with one of our dearest friends, Julia Herz, who runs the craft beer program at the Brewers Association and is, I believe, directly responsible for what we are now going to call the Super Bowl of Craft Beer, which is what it feels like it is this year.
What? You can't. There's so many people that put this on. It's amazing. But don't you love his mustache? I'm just commenting on the mustache.
Thank you. You know what? I didn't know if you approved because it's been a while since you've seen me and I didn't have it before.
I love the evolving looks that everybody goes through, yours included. This is the 33rd year of the Great American Beer Festival, and what is amazing to me that I always like to point out is 3,200 volunteers put this on, and it's a labor of love, years and years in advance work. Our events team is amazing. The breweries that participate on the level they do are amazing, and so it's hard work, but it's awesome to put it on.
Are you guys succeeding at the Brewers Association with what you're trying to do with craft beer? I mean, it's obvious that this event is a smashing success, but I know you have lots more things you're working on.
One measure of success we will feel is when craft brewers have 20% by volume, and then we have a goal for that by 2020. So that would be a great measure of success.
I don't think that's going to be an issue.
It's totally reasonable to want 20% of the beer sold in the United States to be from small and independent producers to balance out what's sold from the specialty imports and the large global producers. That's a balanced marketplace. 20%, completely reasonable.
Well, how would you want to wrap this up if you were going to wrap this up now?
Mark is an awesome camera guy. You can't see him, but I can. There's insane people behind us.
Have any favorites so far?
The one I'm drinking is my favorite.
I think that's a good rule to live by in general.
Yeah, I kind of like the blonde beers.
Things have changed in 4 years since we were here last.
First of all, size. It's enormous.
Massive.
The awards ceremony must have been at least 10 times bigger than when the last time we were here.
The awards ceremony this year was in I believe, a 3,000 seat theater.
Yeah, and it was full to exploding. It was huge.
Huge.
Another thing I noticed, geographical changes. Florida, Texas,
Georgia.
Mexico, Georgia, Wyoming, Montana.
Yeah.
I mean, these are places that craft beer was sort of not mentioned in the same sentence with these places before. And this year, they stormed the stage. Oh no, you can take it.
All right, I'm going to say demographics.
Yes.
Women are drinking craft beer.
And in growing numbers.
Yes, I would say that on the show floor, we saw a percentage that was more like, instead of, I don't know, 80-20, getting more towards 50-50.
And a big thank you once more to the Brewers Association, all of our friends, not only here in Denver, but in the craft brewing community around the country.
Also, a huge thank you to Todd Tebow and all of our friends at Breckenridge Brewing. You guys are the best. Wherever you land, figure out what's local, try it.
Try something new.
Yeah.
Put this event on your bucket list of must-attends one day, the Great American Beer Festival.
You gotta like shake it over to the
I'm
side
going
or
to
something?
shake it out a little bit. All right, I'm good. I'm good. Of course, we're rolling that whole time, weren't we? Yeah, of course we were.